Oh, welcome back to the news.
Oh, it's time for the news special report. It's time for the news special report. Welcome back. Welcome back to the news. There was this pretty viral moment over the weekend where this guy, Matt Taibbi's a famous journalist, Matt Taibbi. I've read some of Matt Taibbi's books. Pretty good, okay? He got on the show of this guy, Mehdi Hasan, on MSNBC. Let's check it out.
You say they labeled 22 million tweets as misinformation in the run-up to the 2020 vote. They didn't.
Okay.
They flagged 3,000 election misinformation tweets
Whoa.
for labeling, so you were only 21,997,000 off.
The 22 million number came from their own report?
Yeah, where did it came from a report in March. Do you know what the 22 million number is, Matt? Can you tell me? Because we checked. 22 million is the number of tweets about election misinformation that they just mapped. How many tweets were they? The ones that actually flagged to Twitter before the election, 22 million came after the election. It wasn't in the run-up. They flagged 3,000. So you were off by 21,997,000. It's another error.
They've said a lot of things. I stand by my story.
So you watch something like this, and it's kind of hard to tell because they move through it kind of fast. You're like, who's telling the truth? Who's bullshmitting? Who's
sniffing?
Who has time to parse through all this crap? Look it up. What kind of loser would have no other life going on but to look into this crap? I'm your man.
I stand by my work. So that's Matt Taibbi's official position. So you want to see what happened. So here's the big moment when Mehdi Hasan has the big gotcha.
Dead. I thought this was a good place to start. This guy, James Dore. James Jimmy Dore. James Jimmy Dore uploaded a video kind of I don't know, what would you call it? Debunking this interview where this guy, Mehdi Hasan, kind of, he gotchas. Where he kind of gotchas Matt Taibbi. So let's watch and let's see if it makes any sense.
You say they labeled 22 million tweets as misinformation in the run-up to the 2020 vote. They didn't.
All right.
They flagged 3,000 election misinformation tweets.
Now, turns out Matt Taibbi's got this right, and Mehdi's got this one wrong. Okay, further review. Turns out Mehdi's gotcha isn't a gotcha.
For labeling, so you were only 21 million.
Wait a second. You gonna prove that? Is there some proof that you was there some proof that you wanted to provide for that one? So yeah, it's a little bit weird that Jimmy Dore is just like, oh no, Matt was right. I'm not gonna provide any support for that, but he was right. Next thing. That's a little weird, but actually the people who did this research, they uploaded like a response to Matt Taibbi. It's the Center for an Informed Public at the University of Washington. So it's people at University of Washington who actually did this research. Here's their response. In a recent tweet thread, Matt Taibbi, one of the authors of the Twitter files, claimed, quote, according to the EIP, okay, we have to stop and define this now. The EIP is what is it called again? The stupid thing called again? The Election Integrity Partnership. Oh, wow, amazing. Stanford, their Cyber Policy Center, and University of Washington. So it's two universities doing research on election and misinformation on social media. According to their own data, it succeeded in getting nearly 22 million tweets labeled in the run-up to the 2020 vote. So that's Matt Taibbi's thing, and now they respond to it. That's a lot of labeled tweets. It's also not even remotely true. Taibbi seems to be conflating our team's post hoc research mapping tweets to misleading claims about election processes and procedures with the EIP's real-time effort to alert platforms to misleading posts that violated their policies. The EIP's research team consisted mainly of non-expert students conducting manual work without the assistance of advanced AI technology. The actual scale of the EIP's real-time efforts to alert platforms was about 0.01% of the alleged size. Okay, so that's a lot of... and a lot of...
Okay.
But basically what they're saying is, hey, we did this research during and after the election to map on social media how many people were saying things like, oh, dead people voted, and the voting machines are fake, and they switched the votes. They basically mapped out how much of that was going on. in a rough estimate of these students and researchers looking through that stuff. Really has nothing to do what Matt Taibbi is claiming, which is that there was mass censorship. So that one is at very least super, super misleading. If it were to mean anything, what Matt Taibbi is saying there, it's just that, well, universities shouldn't do research on misinformation. They shouldn't do a search and say, hey, how many times on social media are people saying that dead people are voting or whatever false claim they're doing? So at very least, it's super misleading. And again, Jimmy Dore's just like, he is right. He is right. Well, why, Jimmy? I don't know. Because my audience likes that, I guess. So, a long story short, the Mehdi Hassan thing, they kind of rushed through this, but Matt Taibbi was bullshmitting in this. This is not good info that he was putting up. Okay, here we go. Let's watch more of this Jimmy Dore thing. It's pretty funny. I mean, I don't know what's going on with this guy, but here we go.
CIS, which is a non-profit. In fact, you added an A to CIS. I think people can see it there in brackets to make that false claim. It's just error after error, Matt, on just this one topic.
Okay. Okay, so those are the big gotchas.
Right.
But the other ones aren't.
The other ones aren't?
No.
I like that part. Jimmy Dore's just like, but see? He said the other ones aren't. Okay, well, can we get an argument or some proof on that? You know? You know what I mean? Let's show something, you know?
The 22 million number came from their own report?
Yeah, where did it came from a report in March. Do you know what the 22 million number is, Matt? Can you tell me? Because we checked. 22 million is the number of tweets about election misinformation that they just mapped. How many tweets were they?
Right.
The ones they actually flagged to Twitter before the election, 22 million came after the election. It wasn't in the run-up. They flagged 3,000. So you were off by 21,997,000. There's another error.
They said a lot of things. I stand by my story.
So he's right, and Mehdi's wrong about that.
Okay.
So
proof?
And it turns out Matt Taibbi was right about the CISA thing. So I know
he just moves on. He just moves right past it. I mean, that really is devastating, though, I think, for old Matt, you know. Poor old Matt. It is devastating because he makes a claim. 22 million tweets were labeled in the run-up to the election. It turns out to be not true, and the university that did the research were like, hey, dude, you're misrepresenting our research. You know, if you're watching the Mehdi Hassan thing with Matt, you're just like, oh, looks like he's getting owned. You know, seems like he got owned there. That's what I said. Oh, seems like he got owned, sort of. You look at the details, it's like, oh my God, this is really bad.
Okay, so let's talk about Elon Musk. We talk about Twitter files. You have talked about why you don't want to reveal that he's your source, even though he's basically outed himself as his source. I get that you don't want to reveal your source as you're a journalist, but Barry Weiss has outed him. He's outed himself.
Oh,
What's interesting about Elon Musk is that we checked. You've tweeted over 30 times about Musk since he announced he was...
Wait a second. Who?
Elon Musk.
Okay. And what does Elon Musk have to say about all this?
I love you.
Oh, okay. You put that as a quote.
Going to buy Twitter last April, and not a word of criticism about him in any of those 30-plus tweets. Musk is a billionaire who's been found to have violated labor laws multiple times, including in the past few days. He's attacked labor unions, reportedly fired employees on a whim, slammed the idea of a wealth tax, told his millions of followers to vote Republican last year, and in response to a right-wing coup against Bolivian leftist president Evo Morales, he tweeted, "We'll coup whoever we want." And yet you've been silent on all of that. How did you go, Matt, from being the scourge of Wall Street, the man who called Goldman Sachs the vampire squid, to being unwilling to say anything critical at all about this right-wing reactionary anti-union billionaire?
Hello? Am I still on?
Yes, you're still on. How have you, I'm just wondering how come you've never criticized Musk despite all that.
Look, so I like Elon Musk. I met him. This is part of the calculation when you do one of these stories. Are they going to give you information that's going to make you look stupid?
So will you criticize him today? For banning journalists, for working with Modi government to shut down speech, for being anti-union. You can go for it. I'll give you as much time as you like. Would you like to criticize Musk now?
No, I don't particularly want to. Look, I didn't criticize him really before.
Okay, so you watch this interview and then you look into the stuff. You waste a whole day looking into all the details of the stuff, and it's like, all right, like he's misrepresenting all this stuff in this Twitter files. He comes on here, is like, okay, yeah, I did get some. He even admits, okay, I got this stuff wrong.
What exactly the hell? What the hell is going on here?
What it looks like to me, after wasting a bunch of time on this crap, it looks like Elon Musk really wanted people to think that he was gonna save Twitter. Like he's the savior of Twitter, probably for a bunch of reasons, to make it look like he was making it more valuable, and also to be the hero of conservatives, and free speech. His target audience now, conservatives. Oh, they're censoring your speech and I'm going to save it. And then he just found some people to help him promote that marketing.
And who's the guy who did that? Elon Musk. Okay.
And we reached out to Elon for a quote for this, and he said,
Hi.
Just kidding. That's fake. I didn't do that.
Oh, wow, amazing.
Okay, so here's where this story seems to take the stupidest possible turn. Oh, what's the stupidest way? If the Coen brothers were writing this, which goofy direction would this go? This is from Maddie Binder. Friend of the show, Maddie Binder. Matt Taibbi's Twitter files tweets haven't been deleted. Apparently, Matt Taibbi posted something that he thought his Twitter files crap was deleted, but back to Matt Binder. His Twitter files tweets haven't been deleted, but it appears Twitter is blocking users from searching for any and all of his posts, including his Twitter files tweets. Okay, just to summarize what's going on here. Matt Taibbi did a story about the rampant censorship of voices on Twitter. The rampant censorship of the pre-Elon Musk era of Twitter. And then, shocking, Elon Musk censors his ass on Twitter. it's who's writing this? Who's writing this crap?
Here we go. Here we go.
And it looks like the reason that he's censoring the ass of Matt Taibbi, anti-censorship, pro-free speech fighter Elon Musk. The reason that he's kind of shadow banned this guy's ass is because Elon Musk doesn't want Substack links on this Twitter thing. Whoa, whoops.
Oh, man. I mean, this has reached a level of goofiness only written about in Hollywood movies or whatever.
This has reached a level of goofiness that could only be described as... Where's my goddamn drop? And...
Left nut.
Okay, so now they're all doing this. On Twitter. Here's Brett Weinstein. Oh, he's one of the greats of science. At Elon Musk. You know that thing where the left eats its own? Huh?
Pendejo.
We mustn't let that happen to the emerging... We mustn't let that happen to the emerging Western Values Free Speech Coalition. Many of us who have backed your Twitter play and taken substantial heat for it are thrown by this move. The public square isn't a monopoly. Oh, wow. Seems like Brett Weinstein's getting a little taste of those Western values, which is if I buy the thing, I do whatever I want. They'll censor your ass. It'll censor everybody's ass.
Are Western Judeo-Christian white
values revolve around the fact that if you have enough of that, you can censor the ass of anybody. So he's quoting Matt Taibbi, who says, of all things, I learned earlier today that Subway sandwich links were being blocked on this platform. When I asked why, I was told it's a dispute over the new Substack Notes platform. So I guess Notes. Okay, now it all makes sense. Notes is kind of like a Twitter type crap. And then we get a beautiful reply from none other than
Iluma.
And he writes, 1. Substack links were never blocked. Matt's statement is false. 2. Substack was trying to download a massive portion of the Twitter database to bootstrap their own crap. 3. Turns out Matt was an employee of Substack. So he's accusing this guy, Matt, the guy who he got to do a kind of mutual relationship of, hey, help me market myself as a savior of free speech, and then you'll gain a bunch of subscribers. Now he's throwing this guy's ass right under the bus. He's a mole for Substack.
trying to do spy crap on me?
And then below Elon Musk's tweet, it says this. Readers added context they thought people wanted to know. engagement on Substack links have been limited. You currently cannot like, retweet, or reply to any tweets that contain a Substack link. Oh, great. Wow. Twitter has also marked their domain as unsafe. Oh, that seems like a great thing of free speech. It's like the thing that Matt was imagining, mass censorship, Oh, Elon Musk is here to save this. It's like his ass is getting that direct. Like, honestly, I feel sorry for Matt Taibbi at this point. Guy wanted to grow his audience. I get it. This weirdo from Twitter was like, hey, you'll get a bunch of publicity from this. It's a tough decision, I guess, You got to love the naivete of the beautiful Brett Weinstein, too, where he's like, oh, I thought you were on board for all our Judeo-Christian, for all our Judeo-Christian crap. It turns out you're just out for your own crap. Oh, what a shocker. Elon Musk is? This is like high school level shit right here. So Taibbi's like, I'm not going to be on Twitter anymore. I'm leaving Twitter. This is from the Daily Beast. Shortly after Taibbi sent his goodbye email to Twitter, Musk unfollowed the Twitter Files reporter. He unfollows Matt Taibbi. Like, you can't come to my birthday party.
We're going to have a magician. You're going to miss it.
Here's Matt Taibbi. Earlier this afternoon, I learned Substack links were being blocked on Twitter. Since being able to share my article is a primary reason I use Twitter, I was alarmed and asked what was going on. It turns out Twitter is upset about some crap that Substack's doing that they see as a rival. When I was asked how I was supposed to market my work, I was given the option of posting my articles on Twitter instead of Substack. Oh, great. How am I supposed to make money doing that? Oh, you could just post for free. I know you're doing a subscription model. That's how you make money. That was the whole point of doing the Twitter Files, but you could just post them for free. Also, you still can't come to my birthday party. Okay, back to Jimmy Dore. He uploaded this 15 hours ago. He probably pre-recorded this, but I probably wouldn't upload this. I probably would take a break and maybe upload the thing that now Twitter is actually doing real censorship. They're blocking Substack writers now. But let's check out what else he's got to say. Here we go.
So Aaron Maté catches it. He says AOC is trying to disqualify Matt Taibbi's Twitter Files reporting, which shows extensive U.S. intelligence meddling in free speech and democracy, based on MSNBC producers finding a grand total of 2 minor errors. An acronym.
Well, as we've seen, very, very major errors that discredit the entire thing. But okay, all right, keep going.
And a date. This implicates AOC in a fraud.
Whoa. Whoa.
Of course it does.
Whoa.
Anyway, so now AOC is jumping on the bandwagon, right? Because she's a Democrat and she's pro-censorship and pro-war. She's a good girl.
Right.
Says this also implicates House Republicans as well, who launched an entire oversight hearing and investigation based on these errors.
Okay.
So they're trying to make that's how they're so now they're trying to discredit Matt, all the Twitter everything.
Yeah, I mean, she's basically right on that. This was a waste of time for Republicans dragging Matt Taibbi's ass up there for hearing. Oh, they're censoring conservatives.
A week later, the first of what became known as the Twitter Files reports came out. To say these attracted intense public interest would be an understatement.
103,000 views in 15 hours from James Dore.
Toilet. Toilet.
So I wonder. So, I'll be looking forward to see if he uploads another video like, hey, now Twitter is doing real censorship under our hero, under the leadership, under the ownership of our hero, whose name is
Iluma,
who's quoted as saying,
I love you.
Now they're doing real censorship. I mean, this is the kind of censorship, this affects real journalists because, makes it harder for them to get their crap out there. Twitter's a way for people to find these alleged real journalists. Wonder if he's going to upload a video about this, They're
not upset at censorship.
Oof.
They're upset that someone told you about the censorship.
Oh,
It's a waste of time for you to worry about it. It's not that of course it's good we do that.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Mehdi's not wrong, but he's like, yeah, it's good we do that.
okay.
Well, here's what Michael.
Okay. All right. So look, I'm looking forward to Jimmy Dore. He's like, we're really worried about censorship. Now you got a guy unilaterally, censoring crap. because this might be against my financial interest. Gonna upload a video about that. Gonna upload a video about that one. Maybe you will, maybe you won't, and
that's how it flows.
Okay, now he reads a Mikey Tracy tweet. If you don't know who Michael Tracy is, he's kind of like the same kind of, he's the same kind of audience captured, I guess, how we would describe it, as Jimmy Dore and a lot of these guys. So here we go.
Well, here's what Michael Tracy says. So AOC is going to pretend that because MSNBC's Ambush Squad found 2 trivial errors involving an acronym and a date, the entire body of reportage exposing state and corporate collusion is discredited. Anything to avoid the actual substance. They're desperate to avoid the substance.
Whoa. He wrote that? Hold on, I gotta check with my producer. He's allowed to write that on Twitter? Whoa, bro. Oh, man, they're desperate to avoid the substance. The substance actually is interesting. It's like, a guy bought the platform. He wanted to spread a certain message, that he was a savior in the Christ. He was the God. That's in the Bible. Who was gonna save Twitter. And he used these journalists to help spread that message. And then you get the University of Washington, the people who did this research are like, hey, you're misinterpreting our research. And now the same guy who owns the thing is turning on these people who he used to spread this message. That's interesting substance. But, speaking of avoiding substance, why aren't we getting that story from Jimmy Dore? It's almost like he's got to stick to the story, He's got to stick to that's the real crazy thing that keeps coming up is this, you got to tell your audience what you want to hear, to keep them around. It's, there's got to be a better way. We
ain't going to talk about what it is. We know what it is and we don't like it.
Monday, the most hated, the most disgusting of days. We give it. Hope you guys have a good week. Thank you for watching my program. That's in quotes. Have a good one. Love ya. Can't get these two. Bye-bye.
Oh, hey, guys.
Guess what? You're not even getting the whole show. If you want every episode and a whole bunch of other
subscribe on Patreon.
Subscribe on Patreon for as little as 2 bones. Just click the stupid little link below the video in the comments.
See, right there. There
you go. Click it, and that, yep. When you become a patron for as little as 2 bones, you get the Tuesday, Thursday, patron-only episodes. You also get the weekly Book Oblega show where we talk about important books. The questions and comments thing where you can ask questions and make comments and all this crap.
And the weekly behind the scenes show. All for less than the price of a rancid Charleston chew.
And for only 25 putrid little dollars,
you can become a producer.
That's right, support the show and get your name up here. Look at these people. Look at these people. It make the show possible, okay? God. I mean, without these beautiful people, this show goes straight into the dumpster. A rotten, just wet, disgusting dumpster, behind a restaurant. So there's old milk in there. That's where this show ends up without these people. Is that what you want? Okay, I guess it's what you want. I'll just leave. Nope, it's done. It's too late. Okay? Here we go. Here's the dump truck. Come to pick up the show. This is what would happen with no producers. Thank you.